I think traitor guard are cool. Is this a hot take? No. But generally speaking, ladies and gentlemen, the Blood Pack is a really good example of what I think should be included in future stories. And if you're unfamiliar with the Blood Pack, let me put you on to something. Dan Abnett's Gaunt Ghosts, the founding, the omnibus. So in the stories, if you keep reading, like I am, I haven't gotten to them yet, but I obviously know about them because, I like to read ahead of time and know what I'm getting into. The Blood Pack are found on this world that Gaunt's ghosts are stationed on. They're trying to bring into compliance. But here's the thing: they're heretical, and they basically serve under the banner of Khorne. And what sets them apart from other people who fall into the category of the Blood God is that they really are clever. And that's not for me to stereotype and say that most characters who are depicted following Khorne aren't clever. It's just that most of the time, people really only pick up on the bloodthirsty aspect of them because, of course, once the blood starts flowing, that's when the Khorne rage starts a-going. That's just how it is. But what I just find really compelling about them is they're super structured, and it's almost like you're looking into a mirror of the ghosts. They have a chain of command, they have strategy, they have, plan A's and B's and C's, and they have a hierarchy and a proper structure that's inductive and inducive of a military organization. And you may be thinking, so what? There's plenty of cultists who've been shown to do this. This isn't special. I completely disagree, guys. Listen, I'm a huge fan of seeing Space Marines destroy cultists, and then vice versa of Chaos Space Marines absolutely pulverizing Guard as fodder. I love it, and it just really showcases how friggin' strong and impressive Space Marines are supposed to be. Remember, these are warriors that have been really just taken as children and pumped up with every sort of gene craft, steroid, psycho indoctrination you can think of to become weapons of destruction. So, of course, if the brain's a supercomputer, a Space Marine's brain is like super duper computer, if you get what I'm saying. Like, there should be almost no instances, realistically, unless if it's like a rule of cool thing where a guardsman or really a baseline human just gets an upper hand on a Space Marine. I'm not against it. I just think, realistically, when you're reading a novel, even in gameplay, I don't know how tabletop works, but rule of cool, totally cool. I'm cool with that. But the Blood Pack are special. I think when you see Guard versus Guard, it's realistic and it's something you can relate to. Now, obviously, I'm saying relate to in the sense that neither of us can relate to the Eldar perspective. We're not a bajillion-year-old race who saw the rise and fall of our civilization. We're not Necrons. We can't really comprehend that we destroyed our own gods and enslaved them. No, we can't do that. We're not the Tau. Humanity's a well-established race in the setting that has been there for quite a while. We're not Tyranids, and Chaos is sort of in this equation, but not really. So, whose perspective can we rely upon? The Guardsmen, the PDF, Astra Militarum, the Navy. These troops are who we can relate to as readers because it's easy for us to seep into that. I can't relate to a Space Marine because I'm not a 7-foot friggin' ball of violence and testosterone. I'm a silly guy, but I can relate to the regular dude, Joe Schmo, who's been drafted to his guard regiment and is fighting against another set of guards who are almost the same as him, except they've abandoned the Emperor. It's appealing, and the Blood Pact they shouldn't be one-offs. They shouldn't just be isolated to one story. Now, I don't know if it's like an author thing where other authors can't take the Blood Pack and put them somewhere else, but I wouldn't even really want that because, guys, it's cool. It was interesting. It would be an interesting thing to me, and I think some people would agree if we have maybe not even obviously lengthy stories, but short stories where we see other guard regiments sort of fall into chaos and not being typical chaos fodder, regular cultists who are just kind of there to be meat shields, but instead an organized chaos unit that doesn't have to be the typical chaos Space Marine hullabaloo that we always see in novels. We can get Zechian like regiment that has different strategies and schemes, and the chain of command is always ever shifting because there's always new plans, or one that serves Nurgle and they're on a planet and they're revolting against the Imperium, and another guard regiment comes by and there's conflict, and it's drawn out because that's Nurgle's thing, is the durability. Who's going to last more in this sort of environment? And usually when it comes to a battle of who's going to outlast who, Nurgle wins, or Slaanesh. You get what I'm saying, guys? It's more appealing to me as a reader to see traitors and loyalists, but in a context we can understand. Now, of course, Chaos Marines, Loyalist Marines is always cool, and I'm never going to not say it's not. You get what I'm saying? But Chaos humans and Loyalist humans makes for an infinitely more interesting story when the man you're fighting isn't some eldritch abomination, but another regular soldier who just has a different life and different things to protect than you. It makes it so much more compelling than some, warrior demigod who is making these cultists do his bidding, when instead it's a whole organized unit who's decided that to serve any of the chaos powers or undivided because it's the best outcome for them. And the Imperium is awful, and chaos is their only salvation. It makes for an interesting, much more interesting setting and story just in general. And I think if you get anything from this video, guys, it shouldn't be a one-off. Things like the Blood Pack need to be prevalent. I think it's such an untapped potential, like gold mine there. The human perspective is infinitely easier to write, I would assume, than these demi-warrior gods pumped up of gene-crafted, steroids, hypo-indoctrination nonsense that we can't even really fathom because it doesn't exist. You get what I'm saying? Like, obviously, rule of cool, and, I'm going to read when a badass Space Marine does badass Space Marine stuff, but I'm also the biggest fan of when regular humans do it as well. So, you get anything from this, guys, we need Chaos Guard, is what I'm saying, basically. I think they're super cool, and we just need more of them. It's really an untapped source of creativity that I think some authors should really kind of invest their time into. And other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. But as always, I am curious as to what you guys, the viewers, think. I love engaging in conversations with you guys, and I love hearing your thoughts. So if you guys think this is a bad idea, tell me why. If you think it's great and you got some more ideas, let me know. I live for this stuff, and as always, if you like the video, it's appreciated, but I'm more concerned about what you guys think. So with that being said, Traitor Guard, rock. Blood Pack, rock. And that's coming from, World Eater enthusiast. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I am out of here.